Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Racine and Me this morning. I'm Meghan Reistad. Coming up this morning on Racine and Me, we're talking about the Candy Crawl. It's all about supporting area businesses and having fun. And a tournament is bringing business to the area and helping kids get active. We've got details on the Top Cheddar Lacrosse Festival. We begin this morning featuring Downtown Racine Corporation's Candy Crawl. We have Kelly Cruz, Executive Director of Downtown Racine Corporation, joining us this morning to talk more about it. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. Let's talk a little bit about the Candy Crawl.
Yes, absolutely. So we have some exciting, fun things for the kids to do over the next couple weekends. We're doing a Candy Crawl, which is trick-or-treating at over 35 downtown businesses throughout Main and 6th Street. In addition, there is a haunted hunt, so they can do a scavenger hunt right through the windows of the businesses and have some fun with that. And then in addition, we are giving out free pumpkins and pumpkin decorating kits that the kids can then take and utilize our Monument Square tables and have a pumpkin creation of their own to take home. So just a lot of fun things, very safe for the kids to do. And yeah, so we're just excited over the next couple weekends here in downtown Racine.
Wonderful. And obviously those were photos from last year's Candy Crawl. So I know you guys are going to do things a little bit different. One way is actually spread it out to limit the crowds. Talk about how you're taking those COVID precautions seriously.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously we're having everybody masked up. And then instead of just last year, we did one Candy Crawl for over 2 hours. So this time, just so that the crowds are very minimized, we're doing 5 different Candy Crawls, and those are 5 hours long each. So very safe. We want the kids to be safe, but we also want them to have a little fun. They've been kind of gypped out of so many fun activities over the summer. So this is just a way to get them out of the house, get some fresh air, go for a nice walk, and just really look and see all of the beautiful shops and galleries and restaurants that our downtown has to offer.
Okay, and scavenger hunt forms, they can be downloaded, I understand, at racinedowntown.com, or you can pick them up at the Downtown Racine Corporation office. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Or you can go to our Facebook page. So we have them
okay.
listed everywhere. And yeah, it's a really fun activity. There's a nice, easy to read map of all of the Candy Crawl locations. In addition, there's on that map is the location of all of the scavenger hunt questions. So turn those in at the end and be entered to win one of 3 kids' prize packs.
Okay, and this is actually a self-guided situation or tour, you could say, so people can really go at their own pace.
Absolutely. Go at your own pace. Go on a day that's convenient for you. Like I said, you can also pick up a free pumpkin at the Maple Table, which is right on Monument Square, and make a creation as well.
Okay, and talk about, you know, the downtown area businesses. They have been hit hard during this pandemic. There's obviously a couple different goals here with this event, you know, have kids get out and have some fun in a safe way, but also to support area businesses. Will you talk about what this kind of support would mean for downtown area businesses right now?
Really, yeah, we just want to see the traffic down here. They have been hit hard. Obviously, they've been closed. They have some capacity limits that are set and in place. But they're also being very safe, and they really could use your support. So whether you're down here and you start your holiday shopping a little early, or you take in a lunch or a dinner while you're here, that really makes a big difference to these small business owners.
Oh, absolutely. Is there anything else that we have forgotten to mention that you want to share, Kelly, about this event?
No, just follow our Facebook page. We keep it in the loop of everything that's going on in downtown Racine. And let me tell you, we have a lot of things happening in the coming week. So we're just excited to have you come down and enjoy our downtown.
Awesome. And we're actually going to talk to you in a few weeks about your beer and bacon walk. So excited to learn a little bit more about that. Do you want to give us like a little teaser, what that's all about maybe?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have partnered with 20 local breweries, as well as catering from our downtown businesses here. And we're doing bacon infused bites paired with local brews that you can go to 20 different locations. Tickets are available right now on Eventbrite, and that's on November 7th. So we're really looking forward to that.
Okay, so we'll be talking with you even more about that in a few weeks. Thank you for giving us a little teaser on that and the Candy Crawl as well. It looks like a really fun event. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Kelly.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
And we have more to cover this morning on Racine and Me. We're actually taking a trip across Racine County for all your coverage. And a lacrosse tournament is coming for its second year here to Racine County. We'll talk about the business it's bringing to the area next. Well, good morning and welcome back. This morning we are catching up with Carrie Grieving from Real Racine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thanks for coming out here.
Yeah, we're braving the elements out here. It's a little windy, but that's okay. This is important. We want to talk about what's going on here. Tell us where we are right now.
Right now we're at Score Soccer Complex, which is located in Franksville, which is right outside of the city of Racine. So there's lots of, little communities around here, so no one's ever sure. But if you think Racine, Score is right in the middle of it. And it's our Racine Area Soccer Association. This is their home fields. But instead of just doing soccer lately, we've kind of branched out and are starting to host new events.
Awesome.
Yep.
And there's a really exciting event.
Yes.
It is in its second year.
Yes.
And it's coming on the 17th and 18th. And tell us a little bit about it.
Yep. The Top Cheddar Lacrosse Tournament is coming back for its second year, just like you said. We host about 70 to 90 teams over a 2-day event time. However, this year's a little bit different because with COVID, we have to, kind of space out our games a little bit differently. There's so many precautions and guidelines in place, but it's been working awesome.
Okay.
They're really excited to be back.
Okay, and I'm loving the name. You said the Top Cheddar Tournament.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it has a Wisconsin tie there. Tell me how they got that name.
So the host organization is Lacrosse America.
Okay.
And they have tournaments all throughout, mostly the Midwest. There's some nationwide, but the Midwest is really kind of their place. And this is one of the only tournaments that they host in Wisconsin. So it has to be obviously Wisconsin-y.
Right,
And
right.
they went with cheese as opposed to like old fashions or something.
Sure.
Something else like that. But they're very excited. We give out a lot of Kringle. We make it very Wisconsin-y.
Fun.
So it's a fun, it's more than just a lacrosse tournament.
Yeah, and talk about what this means also for the community. You said this is a ton of teams that are coming into play.
Right. It is a big deal. Obviously this year has been real tough because people aren't traveling, they aren't going anywhere. And even if they're not staying overnight, all we're doing is looking to have people come to the community to, stop in a restaurant, pick up some carry out, stop at a store, do anything like that. It's just to have people come out and see what we have here. So when things do return, we'll be ready to have everybody back.
Right, cool. Okay, and talk about what this will look like
Oh,
when everyone is playing and kind of who will all be here and everything.
right. I do hope that the weather will not look like this,
Yes.
but you never know. It's fall. Usually we have up to 17 fields right here, and then they kind of spill over into the park.
Okay.
There's lacrosse fields are smaller than soccer, so you can fit more on a field or on a space, and it's filled with teams and tents. There's not many team buses or anything like that because everyone's kind of traveling on their own now, which is great. But they have it open here. We have concessions, all the medical, the trainers, police and security and safety. It's a huge event.
Yeah, and this is a soccer complex, but there's a lot more than just soccer going on. You said in recent years they've really started to open it up to more.
Yep.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
What led to that, and what has that been like?
I have to give a lot of credit to Wayne Howard. He's kind of in charge of RASA, and his wife Amy. They run the complex, and they are open to so many new ideas. Like I come to them all the time and I say, hey, what about spike ball or some like these little niche sports that start out small but then grow, like bag tournaments. You can have anything here, and especially because it's open. Right. There's a lot of constraints in other complexes that you don't have here because we can make it work, and they are. It used to be just soccer, but they have done such a great job, and lacrosse is definitely taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and what a great place too for families to come. I mean, it's a safe place to be. I see signs encouraging masks. It's outside. That's a good opportunity, or it's a good option rather.
Yes.
For families right now.
Right, and you can come and you can play lacrosse. Like if you have a athlete who's playing, but there's also the kids playground, there's the beer garden, there's all sorts of fields and like baseball diamonds, things you can do so that you don't want to be stuck watching lacrosse all the time, which I actually think is pretty fun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can go out and you can do other things in the park.
Cool. Okay, well, is there anything else that people should know about this tournament or here at the complex, or anything else that you want to share?
No, I just do hope that if you are free on the 17th and 18th and you want to stop out and see what a big, large scale event looks like here, you should definitely do that. And I'd love to see you.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing about it. It seems like a really, really fun opportunity for people.
It's wonderful. It's exciting.
Okay, thanks, Carrie.
Thanks, Megan.
Again, that Top Cheddar tournament runs Saturday the 18th for boys and then Sunday the 19th for girls at Score Soccer Complex. Well, calling all little ghosts and goblins enjoy safe outdoor trick-or-treating all day with animals at the zoo. We're talking about Boo at the Zoo, and joining us this morning to talk more about it, we have the zoo's executive director, Beth Hydorn. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. I'm loving your fabulous look. You've got your hat on.
Thank you.
Your
You got
spooky
a little
hat.
witchy today.
Yes, that's perfect. So tell us what you're here to talk about. You're talking about Boo at the Zoo?
Yes, Boo at the Zoo has been a pretty good tradition here at the zoo for the last several years. This year it is on October 24th, and the zoo opens at 10 and the last admission is at 3:30 and we close at 4 o'clock. So it's an all-day event. Now, we still are restricted on numbers, so depending upon the crowds, you may have to wait a little bit to get in. But we have our knock-knock doors. Everything is done according to CDC guidelines. And this year, for our knock-knock doors, instead of any touch points, we do have we're making a big long tube that we can shoot the candy down into the kids' buckets and pails, so that there is zero touch points there. We'll actually be picking up the candy with tongs. So it goes from the box to our bowls to a tong down the chute to the kids' bags. So we're trying to make it as safe as possible because kids still want to come out. Boo at the Zoo, people love to come out for that event. We also have a few business booths that will also be doing the same type of, touchless candy handout. And then this year, what's different, again, to make it as safe as possible, instead of cookie decorating, you're going to get a cookie decorating kit to go.
Ooh.
Instead of a pumpkin decorating at the zoo, you're going to get a pumpkin decorating kit to go. And the same thing with our craft kits, so that people can take those. The kids are still able to have fun. Now, they certainly could do that at one of our picnic tables, but we believe most are going to take them and leave and then go do it at home with their families and friends.
Okay. Man, you guys are creative to think of that chute with the tube and the tongs. And I mean, you really had to think about it, because you said it's something that people want to keep doing. It's a tradition for people.
It's a tradition. We know they want to come out. The phone's already been ringing. And when are you doing it? When are you doing it? Well, we decided to do it once we figured out all the ways to make it safe for the kids and the families. And I think it's going to be a great day. Again, we're restricted on numbers at a time at the zoo. So there might be a little turnover and you might have to wait just a little bit in line before you come in, but the wait is going to be worth the wait once you get in there and you get to see the animals and still do Boo at the Zoo and gather some great candy and some kits to go.
Yeah, it's fun to see the pictures. Those kids look so cute in all their costumes.
They get so creative.
Yes.
I just have a hat. They are awesome. I love the costumes that come here to the zoo. And then we also have some of the business booths. We've got a pirate group that has become incredibly popular. There's like 20 pirates that come, and they are such an amazing group, and kids look for them every year. So they are coming back again. Anyone watching will be able to see that.
Oh, cool. Okay, and so Boo at the Zoo is actually included with regular zoo admission too? Is that
Yes,
correct?
that is correct. So if you're a member, you get in free, but otherwise it's $10 for adults, $9 for seniors, $8 for kids. 2 and younger is always free. So it's just a great value-added activity that is happening for the kids, and it really, kids love Halloween, people love Halloween, and we don't really want that to go away even though we are in a pandemic. We want to be safe, conscientious about that, and make sure everyone has a really good time in a safe manner.
Okay, let's talk about where the proceeds are going for this event.
Yeah. So every time that we do an event, it stays right here at the zoo for the love and care and feeding of our animals that we have. And as you know, we've got over 77 species. We have over 500 individual animals here at the zoo, and they require food, and they require vet care and animal care. So everything that we raise at the zoo, at the gate or at an event, stays at the zoo, so that we can make sure that we give them the gold standard or platinum standard of care all the time.
Wonderful. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that people know about Boo at the Zoo?
I just want people to come out. Please know that it's safe. Social distancing still takes place out here, and wear masks, and a costume mask doesn't really count. So I'm looking forward to the creativeness of the group around here and the guests that we always have on making sure that they are creative with their costumes. And then even the staff is getting into it. We're doing a pumpkin carving contest for all the staff. You'll be able to vote on which one you like best. And it's just kind of a fun way for our staff to also get involved with that. And of course, the animals are all out for you to see. So
Awesome.
it is a great day at the zoo right here on Lake Michigan, just north of downtown Racine.
How fun. Okay, Beth, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for getting into the spooky spirit with that hat. Looking great.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan.
Again, Boo at the Zoo is $10 for adults and it's $9 for children. And next on Racine Me, it's our community calendar segment. We're catching up on everything you need to know for what's going on in Racine County. We're back again here with Racine and Me. Good morning. And Carrie Grieving joins us once again to give us a little bit of information about our community calendar for this weekend.
Yes.
So what's going on around Racine County that you want people to know about right now?
Well, the first thing is that at the Eco Justice Center, they're hosting guided tours. They have a couple dates already on the calendar, but I have a feeling they might be adding some more on.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going so well. The Eco Justice Center, it's all about organic farming, how to live, with sustainability. They have alpacas and llamas and all this kind of stuff. They make their own, a lot of products that you can purchase, and they're hosting guided tours throughout their property that you can check out what they do there.
Wonderful. Okay, and this is something that families can enjoy together.
Yes.
Do you have to have a kid to go, or is this something that adults can go to
No.
too? Or tell me a little bit more about who it's for.
Sure, it's actually for anybody. You can go by yourself, you could go just a couple or as a family. There's kids are always welcome, and kids love it there because, I mean, it's not I don't want to call it a farm because it's not really a farm, but it teaches you how we grow, food, and how you can also use things just from the earth in a
Okay.
different way that's not like school. And then you get to go out and actually, hike through their area, which is really, really quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, so that's one option for
That is
people.
one.
And then the other option that we want to talk about this morning is at the zoo.
Yes, the zoo Halloween Glow has officially opened last week, and it is going amazing.
Good.
Yes, I just was at the zoo this morning, and I got an update, and they said that their opening night was awesome, and that the weekend, this past weekend they were busy all day long, cars in and out, beautiful weather, and even though you stay in your car, it's still nicer to see when it's not,
Yeah. Oh,
possibly raining. But it's going really, really well, and for only $5 a person, people are finding it to be a really good option.
Okay, and just we have touched on Halloween Glow a little bit, but just
Sure.
talk a little bit about what is it for those maybe who haven't been able to catch our previous broadcast.
Of course. It's a drive-through event. They have it within the Racine Zoo. They've added all these different light up, features and some scary, some not scary. And you drive your car right through the zoo. You can go as slow or as fast as you want, but most people are taking their time, and they're finding it to be like a good amount of time that you can spend just looking at these lit up. I don't even know what to call them. They're features. They're all over the zoo, and then once you get finished, you can either decide, to stop somewhere for dinner or do something like that. But it's a really good starting point for something to do once it turns dark.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Always
You're
good to find
welcome.
out what's going on.
Of course.
What's going on around Racine County. You really got your finger on the pulse there.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
Of
Thank
course.
you so much.
Thanks for coming.
And here's some additional information on the events that Carrie just mentioned. You can check out those guided tours at the Eco Justice Center on October 18th. Learn more about organic farming, renewable energy, native plants, and see some farm animals. It is $20 for a private tour, and it's limited to 9 people. Registration is also required. And then the Halloween Glow, that runs until November 1st, Wednesday through Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. It is $5 per person, and then kids 2 and under get in for free. And stick with us this morning on Racine and Me. We're hearing from the Racine Zoo's Animal Ambassador program just after the break. Welcome back. This morning we are catching up with the animal ambassadors at the Racine Zoo. We've got Asia Summers here. She is the curator of animal care and conservation education. And you have someone in your hand. We're talking about hissing cockroaches this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Sophia, and she is one of our Madagascar hissing cockroaches that we have here at the Racine Zoo.
Okay, so first question, maybe this is a silly question. Yeah, let's get her nice and close to the camera there so we can see her really well. Why do hissing cockroaches hiss?
They actually have 4 distinct hisses. So they have 2 for mating, 1 for courtship, and also their main reason for hissing is it actually scares off predators. When they're hiding underneath logs, if something reaches in and they hear a hiss, they might mistake them for a snake, and then these guys will be able to get away nice and safe.
Cool. Okay, so lots of different hisses for different situations. How long do hissing cockroaches typically live?
They can live to be 3 to 5 years old, and this girl here is probably around 4, so on the older end of the spectrum.
Okay, and then is this one a full-grown hissing cockroach, or do they get any bigger usually, or no?
They grow through their whole life. Since she's about 4, she may get a little bit bigger, but this is pretty close to full grown for these guys.
Okay, and then when it comes to our ecosystem, you know, what is their purpose here on the planet?
A lot of people think these guys are spooky, but they're actually super important. They are recyclers. So that's why when you go into the forest, you don't see all the litter and garbage from all the other animals on the ground, is that these guys as decomposers actually go in and clean it up.
Cool. Okay, so they have a very important job, something that we can all appreciate. Let's talk about this. This is another question I have for you. Are these different than the kind of cockroaches that end up in like damp basements, in kind of like dirty spaces?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't like those guys either. Those are actually invasive cockroaches that aren't native around here. So there are hundreds of species of cockroaches. Only 4 of them are the invasive ones that live in human homes and eat our garbage. Most of them are just hanging out in the woods doing their job and not bothering us at all. So those are all invasive species that we brought here.
Okay, so this one is harmless. You're not scared holding it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right, well, I guess just as in general, how are things going at the zoo right now? What are you guys seeing? A lot of people coming through right now, I understand.
Yeah, we are still doing everything fairly similarly to normal, just with a lot more precautions and things like that. So we're starting to get Halloween decorations up, getting prepared for Boo at the Zoo that's coming up, getting all of our animals ready, and we'll have guys like our little cockroach here for you to meet at that event as well.
Cool. And some people, do they have those kind of cockroaches as pets sometimes?
Yeah, some people will take hissing cockroaches as pets.
Okay.
You can have a whole colony of them. They're really easy to care for. As you can see, they're pretty relaxed. So they do make pretty good pets.
Yeah, and this one, you said this is a girl, right? She's just hanging out on your hand.
Yep, this is Sophia. She's super friendly.
Okay, cool. Any other interesting facts about hissing cockroaches that you can share with us?
My favorite is actually their antenna. So these guys are actually used by the US military in research and trying to figure out how to build drones, because they have such simple brains, but yet they can tell the chemical composition of what they're touching just by touching it with those long antennae.
Oh, that is so cool. That's fascinating. And now I'm noticing those long antennae too. Now that you get Sophia a little closer to the camera there. Yeah, she does have some very impressive antennas there. Well, thank you so much, Asia. We appreciate you joining us this morning. It's always good to see who you've got. What was it, a couple weeks ago you had a snake and you have a hissing cockroach. I'm kind of sensing this like spooky, kind of creepy crawly feel for this month from you. I love it.
Oh yeah, it is their time of year.
Yes. Okay, thank you so
thank
much.
you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you more in a few weeks.
Yeah, look forward.
And that is it for Racine Me for this morning. I'm Meghan Reistad. We thank you so much for joining us. Now, don't forget, if you have an idea for a future episode of Racine Me, you got to let me know. Just reach out on Facebook, or you can also send me an email. All that information is right there on your screen right now. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We will see you next week for Racine Me.